it's a really cool guitar. It looks fantastic. What I'd like to know is why Mick from That Pedal Show, he did it through the F-hole. There's a massive cavity in here, all the way. Wow. Maybe all casinos are not equal. I think that's it. I'm going to put it all back together, and then we'll have a listen and see what it sounds like. Okay. Hello everyone, thanks for joining us. So we're back with another affordable guitar review today, and it's the Epiphone Casino Worn, Worn Olive Drab, in fact. £399. We got this one from GAC in Brighton. I love this colour. I've had my eye on this for a while, to be honest with you, and just kind of Epiphone Casinos, there's a little bit of a buzz about them at the moment, obviously because Gibson have just reissued or issued a USA version, which they're making a version of this now, the Epiphone Casino, in their USA plant, which is in obviously Nashville, for £2,500 or thereabouts, I believe. And obviously that's been reviewed across all the guitar magazines in recent months. So it whetted my appetite for an Epiphone Casino. I've never had one before. You know what it's like, things that you've this guitar addiction's a funny thing, because, you'll completely ignore a particular guitar or model for years. Then all of a sudden you'll think, oh, I fancy one of them. Something that you've passed by 100 times probably, and you thought, oh no, I don't want one of them. All of a sudden you do, so you have to have one. However, as I say, I have had my eye on this particular colour for a little while, and I thought, great, you know what? Let's review a Chinese-made Epiphone Casino, an affordable one, in light of the resurgence of the Epiphone Casino name, due to the USA bank raid that's currently in progress to try and get more of your money out of you. But I can't afford £2,500 to go and buy one of those just at the moment. So I've paid £399, and this is what we've got. Having just done the whole Epiphone 335 shebang, we've got a little bit of a kind of a semi-acoustic thing going on. And this, of course, is the fully hollow version of the guitar. So no centre block in this. So here's some badly researched history. The Epiphone Casino was launched in 1961. So after Gibson had taken over Epiphone. So it wasn't a model that Epiphone had made prior to Gibson ownership, nor was the Sheraton. The Sheraton was launched in 1959, I think it was. And the Casino followed in 1961, and it was based very, very closely on the Gibson E330, which was, of course, completely hollow body guitar. So there's no centre block in the Casino like the 330, and it's got the P90s, the twin P90s, like the 330. So it's quite a different guitar to the centre block variants, which is the 335, 345, 355. So being a hollow body with the P90s, it's got quite different sonic capabilities, shall we say. So I've never owned one, so I'm quite looking forward to sort of kind of playing this and playing around with it. Hollow body guitars are known for having feedback problems on stage, which to me seems like an opportunity rather than a problem. So we'll find out if we can get it singing a little bit later on. This particular version seems to be based on the mid-60s incarnation of the Casino, which you can tell by the hourglass style headstock, the nickel covered P90s and these 60s style knobs, which is, so it's kind of like the John Lennon, the natural John Lennon version that he played on that rooftop all those years ago, which I think was a 64. I think his was a 64. I think McCartney and Harrison had earlier ones, like right early 62, something like that. And the difference being the very early ones had the headstocks are a little bit confusing. The early Epiphone headstocks were, I think, designed by Gibson, and they're the ones that are on the new Inspired by Gibson range. I'll drop some shots in so you can see. So the first Casinos had the, let's call it the Inspired by Gibson headstock, and then they changed it and brought in this hourglass one. But I think they were a bit of a mishmash of ideas at that time, because obviously what they were trying to do was work out what people wanted, and I'm not sure they've ever found the answer to that, to be honest with you. They're still trying, but they've made some fantastic guitars, in that process. There's absolutely no doubt about this. I love this because it's an affordable 399 attached, really light. So what we'll do is we'll start going through the specs now and looking close up, and I think we'll start by weighing it, shall we? So we've got 5 pounds 14 ounces, or 2.67 kilos. It's a very light guitar. So I think that explains why I've bashed it a couple of times, because you pick it up and you expect it to have some weight to it, and there's just nothing. So be careful. I don't think I've marked it so far, but purely down to luck. Okay, so I really like the warm finishes, just they start to wear in really, within kind of no time really, and you can create your own relic guitar quite quickly. Combined with the dings that I'm already started putting on this, it'll age quite quickly, and properly. It's a guitar. I like guitars that show wear that you've put on it yourself. I don't like it when you get a guitar that's already marked up with other people's DNA and scratches and mistakes. If you're going to make errors with guitars and whack it against the door frame, then it's fine if you do it yourself. It's all part of the experience. And as everyone knows, once you've got that first ding in your guitar, then it's fine. You can relax. It's made from layered maple, so a laminate. It looks to be two. You can see in the F-hole, and I'll try and do some close-up B-roll of this, but it looks to be two layers actually. I'm not sure if that's right or not, but we'll take the pickups off in a bit, and we might be able to see more clearly. But yeah, hollow body. So it's got the two P90s. It's got the ABR1 lock tone bridge and what they call the trapeze tailpiece. Lovely 3-ply pickguard with the Epiphone logo on it. This has got CTS pots, so it looks like all Epiphones now they're fitting with the USA CTS pots, which is great because they do work. So that's a good thing. I don't think it's a Switchcraft knob, but it feels like good quality. So it has got this cream single ply binding. front and back, and obviously along there, which is very cool. It looks pretty good. I mean, if you're gonna like, it's got little bits where, you know, it's a little bit, it's minor. To be honest with you, it's probably better than most high-end scraping. It's okay. I mean, it's a scrum because I don't know if these are hand scraped. I suppose they must be. I don't know about that. Maybe it's just masked and ripped off, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But the binding, you know, the binding's pretty good. It's got little areas where it's less than perfect, but I mean, I don't fuss about stuff like that on a £399 guitar at all, to be honest with you. So that's cool. So it's got a Indian Laurel fingerboard, medium jumbo frets. It has got a Graphtec new bone nut, which are great. It's got these vintage style Closen tuners, which are always good for the job. The finish, I mean, these worn finishes are great because they wear in and they start to look like your guitar pretty quickly. So I'm a big fan. The neck, it's medium C, what's the neck say? 60C profile neck. I just noticed it's got a little bit of a weirdness on the finish of the neck there. Let's swing that around so we see it on that camera there. It's a bit lumpy. It looks like the wood filler underneath's a little bit uneven before they put the paint on. So that's not perfect, but again, you know, it's a 400 quid guitar, so I'm not disappointed in that, to be honest with you. But all in all, it looks pretty damn fine. What I want to do, I'm going to dig a little bit deeper today and take some, just have a look inside the pickup cabs and stuff. Not a lot to look at in this really, because you can't take the back off to look at the pots, but I can see through there that they look like quality items. But anyway, what I want to do, I want to change the strings and take the pickups out and have a look in the cavities at the same time, see what sort of access we've got, have a quick look under the truss rod. But before I do that, I like to see what these are like playability-wise straight out of the box, because there are a lot of people that would buy one of these that wouldn't necessarily have the basic knowledge even to set up the action and intonation and stuff like that. There's a lot of people who, you know, still probably don't know how to change their own strings, and if you're a learner, that's absolutely fine. Why would you? You know, when you pick up a guitar for the first time, you certainly wouldn't know how to tune it. If you don't know how to play a chord, how would you know how to tune a guitar? So, and this is exactly the sort of guitar that might find its way into those hands. So I kind of think it's important to see if it's playable for when you're there learning your cowboy chords. I have just tuned that up. It wasn't miraculously in tune. It's got a great acoustic sound, doesn't it? So we got there's nothing sort of sharp and sticking out there that's catching me at all. I'm doing that quite hard. quite microphonic, that. Okay, well we'll have a little we'll have more of a play in a bit. What I'm going to do now is put my microphone back on. Have you finished? Yes. Okay, so yeah, well, out of the box. Good. Let's get the strings off and measure the neck and restring. Right, so does that come off? No, it doesn't come off. Does it come out? Yeah, it does just come out. Let's take this off. It's one of these standard Epiphone ABR1 style bridges. Not sure what that's made out of. This, I imagine this is all the same hardware as on the other Epiphone range. I just want to have a look inside the, first thing I want to do is have a look inside the pickup cavity to see if there's a hole for the wiring. The moment of truth. I might need a cloth to balance that on. Let's have a look. There you go. There's a massive cavity in here. All the way. Wow. There's nothing impeding that pickup at all. And here, there you go. So there you go. You can probably see on that camera at the top there. There's nothing in the way at all. It's completely hollow. So this is what I always thought was the case with Epiphone Casinos, that they were hollow, and that's why I said when I was doing the 335 that you wouldn't have to use the F hole for putting this gubbins in and out, because you could just use the pickup cavities. What I'd like to know is why Mick from that pedal show, when he made a film rewiring his own Epiphone Casino, and he did it through the F hole, and what I would like to know is why. Was it different? Did his casino, does your casino, if you've got a casino, do us a favour, have a look. What is going on? Are they not all hollow? My theory with Mick from that pedal show is that he did, like I did, he did some research and saw people put stuff in the pots in and out of the F hole, and assumed that was the correct way of doing it, so went about his business. As you can see his video, him doing it, and it's good. You should check it out. But I think, and if you watch that video, then there's a point about halfway through when he moves the pickup, and I think you can see something a little glint of recognition in his eyes. That I think what he does is going, oh, hang on, there's a big hole there. But I think he's too embarrassed to let on, so he just carries on. We'll never know. I doubt very much he's watching, so we'll never know, chaps. But anyway, if you're going to even think about doing the wiring, have a look and let me know. Let me know if your casino, if you've got one, has got holes, and if it has not, if it hasn't, or if it has, let us know. What type it is, really, what year it is, were they different, did they decide to put bracing in them at some point, and because this one clearly hasn't got any bracing in it at all, so okay, so maybe all casinos are not equal. Right, so that's that. Let's measure those pickup outputs while we're on the pickups. So, all up fully on the bridge pickup, we've got 8.76 kilo ohms. I think it's kilo ohms, isn't it? And on the neck pickup, 8.73 kilo ohms. So they're pretty much the same, those pickups. A fairly high output, but then they're P90s, I suppose, so, well, I don't know. Right, so let's measure so there's the profile at the 1st fret, and there's the profile at the 12th fret. It's fairly flat, as you can see. So we'll just put a little bit of lemon oil on the old fingerboard, and I sort of give the frets a little bit of a wipe at the same time. It's quite, just a bit of a clean, really. There you go. Give it a little drink. Give it a little drinky. Okay. Yeah, not bad. It's not too bad. Nothing too obvious there. So a little bit of gunk there. Let's have a look at the truss rod. It's nice and tidy. There you go. It's nice and tidy in there. That's cool. Presumably it works. It turns. Okay, so we'll put the strings back on before we tweak that, I think. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going to put it all back together, and then we'll have a listen, see what it sounds like. Okay, cheers. See you in a minute. So I really like this guitar. It's quite different to anything else I've currently got in the collection here. Obviously, being a fully hollow body, it's the only one I own, and it's got quite a distinctive sound, isn't it? It's It's quite full-bodied. It's I suppose a bit woody, but also it's got a really nice twang to it. So yeah, really nice guitar. I love it. And what don't I like about it? There's very little I don't like about it. I think the fretwork could be a little bit better, but it's a £399 guitar. Having said that, I haven't had any issues apart from a buzz, fretting out rather on the 15th fret on the high E, and it's the only high fret that I've noticed in the playing, and that's obviously in quite a kind of a normal place. So I don't know why that is, but a little bit of work could fix that. Beyond that, you know, finish wise, you know, it's as good as any 400 quid guitar you're going to get. It's not a problem. There's nothing that really affects the playability. So don't let that put you off. It's you know, it's a really cool guitar. It looks fantastic, and it sounds fantastic, and it's really yeah. I like it a lot. So go and buy one. Loving it a lot. Epiphone Casino. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep this in here in the studio because it looks great and it plays great, and for a studio guitar as well, it's different. It definitely does something different, I think. So yeah, lovely, good, happy. Thank you very much for that. Next week we're going to be back. I think next week we're going to finally. It's about time we took a look at the latest Gibson that we've acquired, which is a Les Paul Standard 50s. This is quite a high price ticket guitar, as you're probably aware, so it's got a lot to live up to. So join us next week and let's have a look and see what it's like, shall we? Thanks a lot, as usual, and see you next time. Cheers.